not against the vaccine, but against the mandate. And when you have so many courts, it's going to be very interesting. You have so many lower courts coming to the same conclusion. Not all of them. I understand, not all of them, but many of them saying this is an overreach. It's unconstitutional. I just think the Supreme Court's going to have a hard time. I think they had to take the case because of this. You had split decisions, but I think it's going to be hard for them to say that everything is fine. You know, I think it's worth re-highlighting that a flurry of lawsuits has been filed against the Biden administration's vaccine mandates. In fact, as we said, the Supreme Court was flooded with emergency appeals within hours of the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals decision last month to lift the stay on OSHA's requirement. And among those who have been fighting the mandates, and we've had him on the program many times, but we saw success, or they saw success just yesterday or over the weekend. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost, who joined lawsuits with his counterparts in other states over the mandates, including the two that will be argued before the Supreme Court on Friday. And he joins me now. General Yost, welcome back to the program.
Tony, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're recovering.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back behind the microphone. I'm sitting gingerly. But I'm sitting nonetheless. I won't be standing a whole lot late in the near future, but I'm doing well, thanks. Let me ask you this. You saw success in this Head Start case. You were a part of that with my good friend Jeff Landry, Attorney General of Louisiana. Tell us about the outcome of that case.
Well, this is the so-called toddler mandate. It not only requires everybody that comes anywhere close to the Head Start program to be vaccinated, but it requires all kids age 2 and older to wear a mask anytime that they're being transported in a premises that's associated with Head Start. Well, the district court issued its opinion over the weekend, I think on Saturday, and issued the preliminary injunction saying no toddler mandate. Of particular note to me, they not only found that the department did not have the legal authority from Congress to issue this mandate, but went on to say that it's a violation of the 10th Amendment. This case is heading to the Supreme Court too, I think, and I would love to see a 10th Amendment precedent set out of all of these executive fiats.
Now, General, this was a district court in western Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. This would go, if I'm, again, not mistaken, to the Fifth Circuit if challenged,
That's right.
which has been pretty good on this. In fact, they were the first one to strike down the OSHA mandate on employers with over 100 employees.
That's right. The Fifth Circuit has a very constitutionally based view of executive power and has been jealous of the separation of powers. I feel very good about our chances in the Fifth.
Now, you made very clear that this case is not about the vaccine. I mean,
Absolutely
this is not about people getting the vaccine or whether the vaccine is good or not. It's about the power being exercised by the federal government.
That's exactly right. And I'm vaccinated, as I know you know, and I've been boosted, and I encourage people to consider that, talk with your doctor. It's the right decision for most of us. But this lawsuit isn't about that. This lawsuit is about whether a president can essentially write a law. This regulation is hundreds of pages long, and it breaks new ground, establishes new duties. It doesn't just set rules for how Congress's law is going to be carried out. And we think that it's way overstepping. It's an overreach. And courts across the country have been agreeing with us.
Well, you, in your filings, I think that you said this, you said if the executive branch is allowed to usurp the power of the legislative branch to make laws, and the country is no longer a democracy, it is a monarchy. And, you know, when you hear all of this from the left and even the media talking about how, you know, democracy is under attack, they're missing it. It's happening right in front of their faces from the Biden administration. I have never seen such an intense attack, not only upon democracy, the authority of local governments, but quite frankly, the power and authority granted to the local family by God himself.
the government wants to be our parents, it would seem. But the fact of the matter is we have separation of powers. We have limited powers of the federal government under our Constitution, and all of the ones that have not been directly given to the federal government by the Constitution still belong to the states, or as you say, to the people. These mandates up and down across the board violate those sacred principles that are foundational to our country.
You're absolutely right, and I'm grateful for our state attorneys general like you, General Yost, who are fighting for those constitutional principles and freedoms. And thanks so much for joining us today.
It's good to see you.